Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning oil. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened.
I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Psalm 110. The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou at my right hand, until I make thine enemies thy footstool. The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. In the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. The Lord hath sworn, and will not repent. Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. He shall drink of the brook in the way. Therefore shall he lift up the head.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing and salutations, hopefully out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds. In the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. All right, and what I want to get into today is duty, honor and love, and this thing of ours as we grow, as teachers, as leaders, as prophets, Lord will, we have that number. And we grow into our duty, because what we're doing is our duty, okay, that we have to our King. You see, we have to really understand whom we serve. We serve Yahweh Shah, okay? And our duty is to, the sheep of the King, the subjects of the King. Okay, we've been tasked in this ministry, to have oversight of the flock. Okay, and that's a high calling. Okay, that's the highest calling that a man can have in the earth, is an Israelite man to serve Yahweh Shah. Okay, and we have to take it more serious. Okay, the longer we're in this thing, the more we understand what we're about. We have to take that calling more and more serious. Okay. Because you go here, before we even get to that, in Daniel, I believe that's Acts, 20th chapter. Okay, Acts 20 and 28, yep. This is the book of Acts, chapter 20, verse 28. It says, take heed, all right, therefore unto yourselves. It said, take heed, therefore unto yourselves, man. Go into self-examination. Okay, because before we can lead anything, before we can have oversight over anything, we have to take heed to ourselves, man. I know, and that's a daily thing. When the scripture say examine ourselves, that's a daily thing. You know, we have to constantly examine ourselves day to day. You know, taking heed to ourselves, making sure we're on point. You know, before we begin to teach, to rebuke, to correct, okay, anything, we have to make sure that we're on point. Okay? So it said, take heed to yourselves, therefore unto yourselves, and to all the flock, to which the Holy Spirit have made you overseers. Okay? So this is an office, okay, that we've been given, all right, in the spirit. Okay? Yahweh Shema Shai has entrusted particular men in the earth to be overseers over his flock. You know, and that's a tedious job. You know, tending to the flock. Okay, that's a tedious job of, you know, constantly mending fences. You know, certain, you know, you have certain rebellious sheep that won't constantly get out. Okay, you have certain, you know, beasts, wild beasts that you will have to protect and constantly keep a hedge around. Okay, someone will scurry off. You have to go and look for them. Okay, that was a real time-consuming job. Like all the jobs that being a prophet is compared to as a shepherd, okay, as a husbandman in the vineyard, as a steward over a house. Those are jobs of grave responsibility, and they're very time-consuming. Being a watchman, if you was a watchman, that was very time-consuming. Okay, that was a very occupying job. You see, and these are all the things that the Lord compares our office to, man. You know, being watchmen, shepherds, okay, husbandmen. You see, those are very high responsibility jobs, man. Okay, and it's very time consuming, and it requires a lot of sacrifice, man. Okay, remember when Samuel came to anoint the next king after Saul, okay, and he went to Jesse's house, and all King David's brothers, you know, they was, you know, Samuel looking at them, and remember, as he's going through all of them, and the Lord saying, nah, none of these are it, okay, well, remember, they had to go get David. Okay? And what was David doing? He was tending to the sheep. So while everybody else was living their day to day, you know, that was pretty much you know, in view. You see? King David, one of the reasons he wasn't even considered, because he wasn't on the scene. He was tending to the flock. He was out of pocket. Okay? So we have to understand the office that we got and the sacrifice that it requires, man. You see? And it's all a labor of love, which you're going to tie everything in. You see? But going back to it, it says, take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock, over the which the Holy Spirit have made you overseers, to feed the church of the Most High, which he have purchased with his own blood. Okay? So Yahweh Shai has purchased the church through his sacrifice, and he set men up to be overseers over his investment. Okay? The Lord purchased the elect with his blood through torture. The elect was purchased through torture. Okay? And he expects, all right, he serves certain spirits, those first fruit spirits, as overseers, okay, over his flock. Okay? To cultivate them until he returns. Okay? So this is a serious thing, a high calling, you know, that we've been called into. Okay? And that's why we want to make sure that we walk worthy of that high calling, as the scriptures say. Okay? As you go into Ephesians, let's get that in Ephesians 4:1. It's the book of Ephesians chapter 4 verse 1. It says, Ephesians 4:1, it says, I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy, okay, of the vocation or the calling wherewith you are called. You know, and how do we walk worthy, man? Through diligence, man. Okay? The office that we have requires diligence. You know, whatever our portion is, and whether our portion is big or small, guess what? There's still a level of diligence that's required. Okay? That's how we walk worthy, being consistent, growing in this thing, man. Okay? Because not only, you know, do you grow in quantity of production, but our quality of production should grow. Because if we're growing in Yahushua, okay, the quality of what we produce should increase, man. Okay? You see? It said, verse 2, it said, with all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love. Okay? Because this thing is called what? A labor of love. Okay? Why is this called a labor of love? Because the truth, cultivating someone in the truth, is the highest form of love that you can show. As we tell our people who they are, the names of their power, their expectations, you know, the things that are pleasing to the Lord. For you brothers, you sisters, man, telling you what's pleasing to the Lord. Okay? That's the highest form of love that you can have, because it's leading to salvation. Okay? You can deposit somebody $1 billion a day into their bank account, and it wouldn't add up to telling them the truth, teaching them and cultivating them in the truth. Okay? Because this has an eternal payout. Okay? This has an eternal reward attached to it, man. Okay? So the highest form of love that can be shown in earth is cultivating somebody in the truth, man. Okay? A chance for mercy. Here it is, we coming into the worst time ever. Okay? Well, nobody's going to have a bank account. And the only thing that's going to matter is who's in good standing, all right, as Israelites, with Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai. Okay? And that's why we teach. And see, this the thing, you go here, let's get that in Hebrews chapter 6. Okay, Hebrews 6:10. It said, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which you have showed towards his name, and that you have ministered, all right, to the saints and do minister. That we have ministered to the saints and do minister. Okay? Showing that this is a labor of love. Okay? And see, it comes a time when we're not doing this to hit no quota. Okay? Of course, there was a quota given by the apostles. You know, it went from 2 videos a week to 3. You know, now a video a day. Okay? But as we really become obsessed with this thing, if we really become obsessed with the promises of the Bible, it goes beyond the quota. And as we're teaching, it's for the sake of the edification of the church, man. We're not teaching just to say we did our video for the day. You know, we shouldn't be having that mindset, well, I'm going to teach to do my video for the day, to keep the camp heads off my ass, to keep the apostles off my ass. I'm going to do this. No, man, we doing this for the believers, man. You know, we're doing it because we're obsessed with this thing, man. Okay? This is a labor of love. Like, we want to see the biggest payoff is seeing brothers and sisters growing in this thing. Okay? That's the payoff. And once you teach with that mindset, it goes beyond the quota, man. Okay? We shouldn't even, we should be on point without counting. Okay? I don't know how many videos I do a week, a month. You know? I'm not counting because the whole intent, it's a labor of love to sincerely see brothers grow into leaders and teachers, man. Sisters growing in obedience and understanding, all right, their role in this thing. You see? It's not a thing of hitting a quota or teaching to be seen or trying to be popular or trying to get some clout. Nah, man. You know, it just, hey, we should sincerely take the portion that the Lord gave us, man. okay, and laboring this thing, toiling this thing, man. It's bigger than us. Okay? That's why you see, brothers got multiple channels, okay? Because back when they was, giving strikes out like crazy, you had one channel, then they give you a strike, okay? And then you'll have a new channel, but there ain't no traffic over there because it take time to build traffic. That's why, you do be sick, when you get a strike, especially you got one channel, and you got to start from scratch. You see? And then you back prophesying to the wind, which, and then the thing is, like, damn, brothers, it's like you're invisible. When you go from, having that traffic, all right, to having to start over, it's like, damn, you invisible. You see? Brothers and sisters get to asking about you on your other channel, like, you good? Jake hit you with the you good? You know what I'm saying? In other words, where the hell you been? But you still been teaching on the other channel, but it just don't have that traffic. It don't hit the algorithm like that. So you see brothers have those multiple channels. That way, if one gets a strike, brothers can just, segue to another channel and keep the edification going, man. And that's the last thing, because you got to remember when we first came into the truth, we were edified through diligence, man. Because there's certain brothers that we gravitate to, and you manually check their channel, and you don't see nothing new. You be, you see, you be on stuck. You see. So as we grow, and then, you have followers that look forward to the content that we make. It's like, nah, this is a duty. Okay. The hell what I got going in my personal life, this got to get done. That's going to enduring all things for the elect's sake. Okay? Nah, brothers, sisters, they be ready. They be waiting for that next meal. Okay? All the prophecy that's happening that's why sometimes Apostle Paul said they that had why be as though they had none, because sometimes it gets so active with prophecy, man. Okay, you got to go in overdrive, man. Just like the workplace, when they call peak season, you work for UPS or something, it's peak season. Well, you have to work more hours and it's more intense. Okay, well, the office of you see, this thing is built on the labor of love. Okay, so reading it again, Hebrews 6:10 said, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which you have showed towards his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister, and we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of the hope unto the end. Okay, and I'm saying this is an honorable thing that we're doing, man. We have the privilege to serve Yahushua. Okay, we have the privilege to serve Yahushua, man, and to be pleasing, to get that well done, job well done from Yahushua, man. Okay, because we spend most of our life trying to impress this world. We gave so much time, and I think about that often, man. The time wasted giving to this world, man. Okay, because even people talk about self-care. Well, ain't no self-care like being conformed to Yahushua. That's the highest level of self-care that we can do, is be conformed to Yahushua, because he comes in the volume of the book. And Yahushua covers everything. Okay? It covers everything anything in the self-care world that they go into, all right, is rooted in Yahushua, in the volume of the book. Okay? So, self-care, because people talk about self-care as it means to step away completely from everything. Nah, man. Okay? There's no, because see, Yahushua is healing us, man. The more we tap into this, the more we're being healed. Our spirit is being healed. Our minds are being healed from the filth of this society, man. If this teaching is going out, the vibration of this word going out, the elect are being healed. Okay? So the ultimate form of self-care is this ministry, man. Okay? Because within it, it covers everything, man. You see? So, going back to here, because the whole point of these lessons is what? For the elect to be built up. First, this Colossians chapter 1, all right, verse 9. It said, for this cause, we also, since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you and to desire that you might be filled with the knowledge of his will and all wisdom and spiritual understanding. That's the desire, that the believers be filled with understanding. These lessons are going out to increase understanding. Okay? Because as we study and research and get into these things, okay? Because one thing about it, it's a cycle of edification. You know, because there's a lot of edification that comes with, you know, reading, you know, and researching and watching things. There's a lot of edification that comes out of that, okay? And as we pass it on, what are we doing? We're passing on that edification. We're transferring that edification to the body. So everyone's being built up. Because as teachers, we're constantly being built up. We're constantly growing, okay? We're still hungry and thirst in this thing, man. Okay? And we got to remember, when we came in, we were looking forward to certain to videos, man, to count days. Okay, the weekly lessons. We were looking, hey, we were thirsty for those things, man. Okay? And you got new believers waking up all the time. You see? And the last thing we should want is having somebody on stuck. You know? You see? So we have a true duty and a true honor, man. And I say it's bigger than a quota. You know, like, as this thing become our life, you know, I say we don't, you know, you get to a point where it's beyond count. Okay? When we immerse ourselves in this thing, it ain't even about counting or doing something just to, you know, get it out the way for the day. You see? Nah, man. This is the high calling. Okay? Even when you go, I want to get this example in the book of Daniel, chapter 6. All right, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 6, verse 1. You know, because at the end of the day, you know, we can go into, okay, you know, they got this going on, got that going on. But then that's why when you read our forefathers, we be cut. You know, and one thing too is when the spirit be on me not to do nothing. You know, a while ago, like how the spirit will be on me, you know, as we maturing in this thing, and the spirit will be on you not to do anything. And I ask myself, well, would I do it for a bitch? You know, would I go do this for a woman? Okay? Because that, you know, that slothful demon be like, you good, chill. You know, well, sometimes you do have to reflect in the spirit, you know, kind of reflect on things and then get back to it. But then a lot of times it be that slothful demon, man, trying to get you off rhythm. And I had to ask myself, well, if it was a woman, where I get up and go? You know, and I'd be cut. You see? Because, you know, it gets to the point when you read about our forefathers, it eliminates the excuses that we could have. You know, when you read about the men of honor, how our forefathers, they was all about their duty when it came to Yahweh Shem Al-Shah, and it was all in love. Okay? You gotta think, the Maccabees, they waged a war against an empire. Okay? They was pretty much a vassal state. Judea was a vassal state at the time, but they waged a war with an empire. Okay, in righteousness, man, for the sake of duty and honor. Okay? We gotta really tap back into the mentality of our forefathers, man. That's why it's good to read up on those men. Okay? And gauge ourselves off those men. You see? So you go here to the book of Daniel, the 6th chapter. It said it pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. And over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give account unto them, and kings should have no damage. Okay? So you had 127 princesses. Princes. Okay? 127. So that was like, imagine, America got 50 states. So that's almost twice and a half. Yeah, that's twice and a half as much as American states. And over those 127 princes, you had 3 presidents, and amongst those 3 presidents, Daniel was the head. Okay, so those princes would answer to those presidents, and those 2 presidents would answer to Daniel. You see? Now, which one of us has this much responsibility? Oh man. Which one of us has this much responsibility on a daily basis to run 127 province empire? Okay? Which one of us do that on a daily basis? You see? You read these things and it be cut. Like, what excuse can you fathom? Verse 3 says, when this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was on him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Okay, let's read this in NLT. Daniel soon proved himself more capable than all other administrators and high officers because of Daniel's great ability. The king made plans to place him over the entire empire. Okay, because we're Israelites, so we got gifts and abilities. Okay, we're the sons of God, so there's certain traits that we have. We're gonna stand out, you know, especially as we increase in the spirit of Yahushua. We're gonna definitely stand out. Okay, so you're gonna have particular men. It's gonna have, this world is gonna place a lot of responsibility on particular men in this walk, in this faith. Okay? And the balance of it all is it can never interfere with our spiritual obligation. You know, there's nothing wrong with having, responsibility of this world. Okay? There's nothing wrong with, having rank and status in this society. Okay? But we have to balance it out according to our office in the spirit. Okay? Our office in the spirit doesn't compromise with our responsibilities in the world. It's the vice versa. You see, when it comes to our office in the spirit, anything can get cut off. Anyone can be cut off when it comes to our office in the spirit. Okay? So verse 4 says, then the other administrators and high officers began searching out for some fault in the way Daniel was handling government affairs, but they couldn't find anything to criticize or condemn. He was faithful, always responsible, and completely trustworthy. Okay? Why? Because he was brought up, with integrity. He was brought up in the law. Okay? So his conduct, he was blameless. You see? So even amongst, even with the authority he was given, he wasn't corrupted. He didn't get corrupted. He didn't let power, authority, clout, he didn't let those things corrupt his core, his integrity, man, who he was. You see? Verse 5, it says, so they concluded our only chance of finding grounds for accusing Daniel will be in connection with the rules of his religion or against him concerning the law of his power. So the administrators and high officers went to the king and said, "Long live King Darius. We are all in agreement, we administrators, officials, high officers, advisors, and governors, that the king should make a law that will be strictly enforced. Give orders that for the next 30 days, any person who prays to anyone, divine or human, except to you, your majesty, will be thrown into the den of lions. And now your majesty issue and sign this law so it cannot be changed, an official law of the Medes and the Persians that cannot be revoked." So King Darius signed the law. Okay, so you get to verse 10. It says, "But when Daniel learned that the law had been signed, he went home and knelt down as usual in his upstairs room with his windows open toward Jerusalem. He prayed 3 times a day, just as he had always done, giving thanks to his power." Okay, so Daniel, when he understood, okay, what was done, he was unmovable. That didn't deter him from his duty. He didn't care about that he was just made, all right, he was pretty much second in command over the Medo-Persian Empire. He didn't care about that status. He didn't care about he could lose that, okay, and what that would mean. No, he had full faith in his power. Okay, he didn't trust in his status in the world. He wasn't overly concerned or obsessed with his status in the world. You see? Because the chapter before, he had just told Belshazzar, "Look, you can keep a little reward, but I'm going to read this writing on the wall for you." You know? But the Lord kept elevating Daniel because he knew Daniel could be trusted in the spirit. You see? The Lord knew Daniel could be trusted in the spirit, and he just kept elevating him, man. Okay? But when he found out about the decree, he didn't even care about his life. The hell with a lifestyle, he didn't care about his life. Because Daniel, you read in Daniel, he had servants. Okay, if you're second over the empire, ain't no telling what, you know what I'm saying, people talk about net worth, ain't no telling what Daniel was on. But it's never mentioned because it don't matter. What we know about Daniel is how he unmovable when it came to Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. You see? We'll probably be amazed if we could see Daniel, or they could calculate Daniel net worth in a day. We'll probably be, eyes will bulge out, man. But he didn't care about none of it. You see? All right. And then he said he prayed the Most High 3 times a day. He prayed. Okay? Which what? He was diligent, man. Because when we do these lessons, we're praising Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. When we teach, okay, we're praising Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Okay? And he said Daniel did the same thing 3 times a day, man. Consistently. Okay? It didn't matter. Remember, he's running the empire, but he's still doing this consistently, man. Okay? One thing about it, grown folks gonna find time for what they want to find time for. I don't care what you talking about. When we get through talking and trying to dissect each case by case, grown folks gonna find time for what they want to do, regardless. Money ain't an issue, time ain't an issue, transportation don't be an issue. When grown folks want to do something, they find time and resources to do it. So when you go from here, let's get this. Okay, let's get this in 2 Corinthians. It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 9. This is second, might be 1 Corinthians. This is 1 Corinthians 9:16. Okay, it said, "For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of." Okay, because it's not of us. Because we don't do this to get vain glory of men. We don't do this to get praise on the comment board. Okay, I say this is a labor of love, man. Yahweh Shai, he knows getting ready to come back. He wants the minds of his people prepared for his return. That's our duty. This is an office we got. And the only way that we're even able to do this office is because he put a spirit on us, man. Okay? You see? He put his Ruach HaKodesh, he put the Holy Spirit on us to do these things. That pure influence from On High. Okay? Yahweh Shai is that true vine. We can do nothing. Matter of fact, let's get it. Let's get it, man. John 15. Let me go back to it. St. John 15:5. It says, "I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abide in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, ye can do nothing." So we abide in Yahweh Shai. And how do we abide in Yahweh Shai? We got to spend time with him. We got to separate from this world. We got to fast. We got to pray. You got to read. You got to research, study. That's abiding in Yahweh Shai. That's how we're able to produce. Okay? Because we're connected to the vine. Okay? No good fruits comes from being connected and entangled in this world. Okay? The good fruit comes from being connected to the vine of Yahweh Shai. These videos should represent our growth in our day-to-day. Okay? Our day-to-day should pour over into these lessons that we teach. You see? And it's all about what? Being connected to the true vine, Yahweh Shai. That's why we have nothing to glory of, man. Because one thing about it, we stray away from abiding in Yahweh Shai. Guess what? That's why the spirit be dry. Okay? Because this is not of ourselves. We can't just wake up and do these things. Nah, man. We got to live this thing. Then we're able to do this thing on a high level. According to whatever portion the Lord gave us, man. Okay? So, going back here, 1 Corinthians 9:16, it said, "For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me. Yeah, woe is me, woe is unto me, if I preach not the gospel," man. Okay, which is destruction. You see? And I fear, I fear not fulfilling my lot in this thing, man, in this thing of ours. We should all fear of not fulfilling our lot, man, doing what's required of us, man, based on the faith that we've been given. Okay, necessity is laid upon us, man. We've been commissioned to do this, man. Okay, let's get this word necessity in the Greek. Ooh, there we go.
Strong's G 318. Anake.
Anake. It says necessity imposed either by the circumstances or by law of duty regarding to one's advantage, all right, custom or argument, man. Okay, imposed either by the circumstances or by law of duty. You see? And Yahweh Shai, he that's a law. Yahweh Shai is a king. Kings speak laws into existence. We just read about Darius. He spoke that law about if you pray to anybody besides him for 30 days, he spoke that into existence. Okay, Yahweh Shai is a king. So these things that we read about in the gospel, okay, going out to the highways and byways, guess what? That's a law from our king to do that. Feed his sheep, that's a law from the king to do that. Okay, love the Most High with all thy heart, okay, with all thy soul. Well, guess what? What is the Most High dealing with the most right now? Teaching his word. Okay, If we love our neighbor as thyself, we want our neighbor to be equipped with the understanding, okay? We want our neighbors to have their faith built for the times to come, okay? The real self-care, okay? So just as we pour into ourselves, hey, we should be pouring into our neighbor, the believers. Okay? Because these are the times that we in. So going back to verse 17 said, for if I do this thing, before I do this thing willingly, I have a reward. Okay? But if against my will a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me, and let's get this dispensation of the gospel. Okay, dispensation. It says the management of a household or the household affairs. Okay, so we've been given, you know, the responsibility of managing the household affairs of the king until he returns. Okay, and the king wants his subjects built up in him. Okay, to understand what's happening, what's coming to the earth. Okay, Yahushua not coming to teach, he coming to wage war and to deliver those that have been cultivated to his liking, man. Okay, and this is our office. As you go into it, it says specifically the management, oversight, administration of others' property, which is the elect, is Yahushua's property. The office of a manager or overseer, stewardship. Okay, the office of a manager or overseer or stewardship, and that's a tedious job, man. Okay, all these false doctrines that need to be corrected. Okay, all the confusion you have new believers that's weak in the faith. Things have to be broken down. Things have to be thoroughly went into. Okay, all this prophecy going on, these things have to be explained to how they relate to the Bible, man. Okay, when these things happen, the believers, they're looking for what do these things mean biblically, you know? So as we've been given these offices or overseers, you know, we have to really take this thing seriously, man. You know, and like I say, it's bigger than the quota, man. It's way bigger than the quota. Okay, we should just be on go mode. Okay, we should just be on go in the spirit, according to whatever our lot is, man. Okay, so verse 17 said, for if I do this thing, I'm reading NLT, if I were doing this on my own initiative, okay, I would deserve payment, but I have no choice, for the Most High has given me this sacred trust. Okay, what then is my pay? It is the opportunity to preach the good news without charging anyone. And that's the beautiful thing, is that we have the riches of this wisdom and we can freely give it to our people free of charge, man. You know, now that brothers and sisters, they tired. Okay, and it's, you know, if you're persuaded to do that, okay, but that ain't why we're here, to collect tithes, man. Okay, we don't teach for the sake of tithes. All right, that's why our Lord got it set up to where, hey, brothers, we work with our own hands, and we don't need much. You know, and that's the thing, we don't need much, man. You know, the hell with the lifestyle. You know, it's cool to like nice things. You know, I like quality. You know, I research when it comes to quality, man. But you know, just these lavish, you know, soft lifestyles that, you know, everyone wants to live in America, man. Those things are not needed. Okay? So, when we read this, again it says, what then is my pay? It is the opportunity to preach the good news without charging anyone. That's why I never demand my rights when I preach the good news, man. You see? Because we're not here to be a burden unto Jake. No, we're here to service the believers, man. Okay? So they can be well informed of the times we in. They can be well informed of what Yahushua means, all right, to us, man. breaking down Yahushua, the volume of the book. Yahushua come in the volume of the book. Okay? So we should constantly be feeding our people with knowledge and understanding, because the more that they understand, the more they believe. Because to have faith, to have real faith, you got to understand what you believe. That's why we're going to see a lot of people, Egyptologists, Islam, Christian, they finna buckle when these prophecies settle in, because they don't know what they believe. Okay? Ask a nigga that's Islam, what's the end game to Islam? A nigga don't know. Okay? Christians don't have a clue what the Bible is talking about. Okay? Them niggas getting ready for Valentine. You see? Egyptologists don't have a clue of what God to call on. They don't know. They don't know a tenth of them Egyptian gods. Okay. The only thing that's growing and understanding in this truth, man. The only people that's growing is the elect in Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. All right. Because everything is making more and more sense as we get closer to that day. You see. So, yeah, that was the point. This is why we here, man. For the elect to constantly, be edified and understand what they're a part of. Okay, and be delivered, man. That's gonna be the reward. To see brothers and sisters delivered on them chariots. That's gonna be the payoff, man. This is why we do what we do. I say we should be far beyond. Okay, even have to be told a quota. It's like, goddamn. We like shit. We should be obsessed. Like, how we not upset? Look what we got coming. How can we not be obsessed with this? Okay, because one thing about it, brothers and sisters is obsessed with listening and growing. So we should be obsessed with teaching, man. Matching that energy, man. So, Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. Till next time I say shalom. Kwam Yashala, Abba Ball soon, shalom.